So I'm finally back to working on this Buick finally. To clean the head, I saw some guys on YouTube that were using these little dealios that lock in. So I have got those little fingers on there. Now I was a mechanic working on buses for a long time, and now I'm a shop supervisor, so I don't get to do much as far as working on buses anymore, or if anything. But we used to use these, and yes, I did buy these. I did not take them from work. So they're the Velcro type, and they're pretty cool, but the Velcro wears off pretty quickly, and then you'll fling these around in the shop. So this one is pretty cool. I've never used one of these before, but they seem to just want to, you're supposed to lock them in. And I think this one's 120 grit. Let's see. So it's made by 3M, and you can see the part number there, but they come in different colors, and that's the different grit sizes. I got these off of eBay, so curious to see how they'll work. And yes, I attached them to my Harbor Freight angle grinder. Now I wrenched at the job I work at now. I've been there 14 years before I became a supervisor, and I've only gone through 2 of these, and I use these every day. I never lubed them up, beat the living crap out of them, and they still worked. And so, being so cheap, they were just good prices. So I'm going to run this around the head, see how it looks for cleaning it up. I'll show you the head that I got done at Jensen Auto here in Utah, and they did a really good job, but we'll get to that later. We'll see how this head cleans up. So I got a lot of it cleaned up, and I blew out all the holes for the head bolts, but I know I need to still get a tap and run a tap down in there. One of the biggest problems, the guy I bought this from, he had the hood on it, but he had, the head was off, and so there's a lot of pine needles down in the valley where the lifters are. And I bought all brand new lifters, so I'm going to try and clean all that out and clean this out the best I can, in the cylinders the best I can. I'm a little worried about the head, or the deck on this. There's a couple scratches, but they're kind of a little bit further away from the cylinders, and there's some pretty good rot from the cylinder jackets. But so yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now. I was just trying to vacuum it out. Oh, it's gonna take a while. think I might pull this skirt off. I gotta pull the distributor out anyway to prime this engine when I'm ready. But this skirt comes off. That'll give me a little bit better access to clean everything in there. There was one lifter missing. These are the hydraulic lifters. That one was missing because it broke. So, and that's one reason why this head was taken off. Because when you let these sit for a while, the rocker arms get really stiff. And I guess whoever had it went and fired it up and it bent some push rods and it broke one of the lifters. So I did find some lifters on eBay. They're pretty expensive, at least in my opinion anyway. So I got the lifters. I did find a place, Cantor Auto Parts in New Jersey. They had the push rods, so I got 2 new push rods, and I've got all the gaskets and everything to put this together. But I think I'm gonna pull this off in the meantime, clean up what I can to minimize dirt in the engine, which I'm sure there's probably a lot anyways. But that's one of the reasons why I wanted to try to get this engine running. I should have cleaned this up before to help me decide, but I was really interested in putting a 5.3 liter in it out of like a Suburban or something. It's a cheaper build, but you can push some pretty good power out of them. And so I wanted this as my daily driver, but started looking at it, and everything's so original. It's still 6 volts. The interior's done so nicely. It just needs a really good paint job. Whoever had this actually lived in the same area that, that I'm at. And you can see some stuff inside, some books that I'll probably go through. And they went to a bunch of car shows and stuff with this. So it'd be nice to get it up and running again, put some nice white wall tires on it. And I'll go through and do all the brakes, master cylinder. I did see a kit where you can buy a power booster for the brakes, which would be cool. But I think Cantor had everything for the brakes, new wheel cylinders, new shoes, new master cylinder, everything was like $450. And just looking at the parts here and there, I think that's probably going to be my best bet. Just get it all and all ready to go when I get to that point. So anyway, I'm going to keep on cleaning this, and then I got to clean up the threads for the head bolts. I got to clean the head bolts. They're in the trunk. They're pretty grimy and nasty from sitting for so long. So at least I got time to work on this, and I'll do updates when I can.